Hello everyone, my name is Mehul Kumar Bhatt and I'm here to give presentation on final project for data manipulation technique to Professor Richard Lamroff. Just brief introduction about my presentation. In my last presentation, you all know I have shown all of you the darker side of media, but here I am again to give you the brighter side of media that only media can put mirror in front of our respective governments. Let's move with the presentation. I start my presentation with the FBI presentation that they have given 10 years after 9/11, the most iconic event happened. We all know about this iconic image as well. So in that top 10 priorities, they have put on number 3, protect the United States against cyber-based attacks and high technology crimes. They've also mentioned other the priorities like protect the United States from terrorist attack, protect United States against foreign intelligence and operations and espionage, combat public corruption at all levels, protect civil rights, combat transnational and national criminal and organizational and enterprise, combat major white-collar crime, combat significant violent crime, support federal, state, county, municipal, and international partners, and finally upgrade technology to successfully perform the FBI's mission. What exactly cyber threats are? According to the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, cyber threats were the most important strategic threat facing the United States. They impose cost on the United States and global economies and present risks for nearly all information, communication, networks, and systems. They have set 6 broad groups of cyber threat actors: nation states, corporate, competitors, activists, organized criminal groups, opportunists. The most important part of my presentation, insiders. Let's see top 3 biggest data breach events that happened in last decade. First of all, happened in 2013, mass surveillance data of NSA exposed by Edward Snowden. Why this is important? Because one of the government's agency caught surveilling normal US citizens. On what happened on June 5th, 2013, a British newspaper, Guardian, published in a series of revelations about indiscriminate mass surveillance by US's NSA and UK's GCHQ. Edward Snowden provided concrete evidences of mass surveillance on US citizens by NSA, how NSA is tracking. NSA hacked into the internal computer network of Gemalto, the largest manufacturer of SIM cards in the world, who has headquarters in USA, possibly stealing billions of encryption keys used to protect the privacy of mobile phone communications around the world. They have also forced companies like Facebook, Google, and Microsoft to hand over their customers' data under the PRISM program. This is the image of Edward Snowden talking with audience in one of the TED events happened in Vancouver in 2014. This is the actual image of data exposed by Edward Snowden, like how public information through Google server was reaching to DC servers of NSA through Gmail and Maps information. So the second biggest event happened in 2016. It is called Panama Papers. That happened for the company Mossack Fonseca. Why it is important? Let's see. Approx 12 million highly confidential private financial information of 215 companies were leaked by some anonymous insider of Mossack Fonseca, a Panama-based corporate law firm. Some prominent names highlight this point here, like the presidents and prime ministers of that time of these respective countries like UAE, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Australia, Argentina, Ukraine, Ecuador, Pakistan, and Iceland are in the leaks. Many celebrities and some major names like ex-president of United States Ronald Reagan or Hollywood celebrity Jackie Chan were also into the list. This is the image showing modus operandi of Mossack Fonseca, like how they transfer funds of wealthy individuals to shell companies in tax haven to bank accounts in countries with bank secrecy laws like Switzerland, and they transfer their funds in the countries not withholding taxes on cross-border payments, and they reach again to the healthy individuals. The last but the very important Facebook and Cambridge Analytica scandal that happened in 2018. Highlight this point here that I like the most, that a Canadian data consultant named Christopher Wiley previously worked at Cambridge Analytica has exposed Cambridge Analytica and Facebook like 87 million Facebook profiles harvested through personality test app developed by Mr. Alexander Kogan. Facebook likes used to predict personality, political persuasion, and even sexual orientation. They manipulated users through AI and machine learning, extensive use of automated bots, and Facebook dark posts. Finally, in 2018, government acts, CEOs of Facebook, Twitter, and Google have ordered to appear before US Senate to give testimony. They gave commitments to restrict developers' access to users' data and support investigation. They also accept Russian interference in 2016 US election and gave assurance to maintain integrity and fair elections around the world. But the biggest question here is this enough? Let's find out with some facts and figures. This data comes from GoWin from Dell Tech in partnership with US government, and numbers are shockingly big. Financial and web is the most favorite. We can also see other records of telephone directory, genealogy, or web gaming. In telephone directory, Truecaller comes into picture. In genealogy, you see Berkeley, as well as in web gaming, Sony PlayStation comes into the picture. Obviously, hacking is the most important activity among stealers. Others are poor security, lost stolen media, unprotected API. Here, these names you can see, you all see again and again in this presentation. Due to here, Facebook breached 4 times in the history. So other names, important names are Citigroup, AOL, UC Berkeley, Yahoo as well. We are also in the list. Bell Canada breached twice. Top countries involved in cyber attacks. Attackers are Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea that has been accepted by US government in US Congress hearings. And biggest victims are USA, UK, India, Japan, Taiwan, and South Korea. This is the image of Digital Attack Map website who traces cyber attacks happening around the world on a daily basis. This image is showing December 26, 2013 image, when one of the biggest cyber attack happened on USA by probably China. Still many questions are unanswered. Let's see the data analysis part. This is my data of data breach events in United States between 2009 and 19. I've used Jupyter Notebook and experimented with Plotly this time. I also used other libraries like Pandas and Matplotlib. I've called the data. I've used Simple Plot. I've used scatter plot. Here we can see California has the highest weightage and Menlo Park is top the list due to Facebook has its headquarters there. And 2016 is showing highest number of data breach events. Let's move to the Power BI dashboard part. I've used this maps to highlight hotspots among states of United States. So California is obviously red hot state and showing almost 5.64 billion data stolen. Other important states are Texas, Florida, and New York, showing almost 3 billion data stolen. Here, small number of events are happening between 2019 and 2015, but 2016 showing some huge spike due to Yahoo stolen twice in that year. Democratic Party where their servers were stolen and breached, and almost 428 million US citizens' data was stolen in that year. Also, Mossack Fonseca's Panama Papers data exposure event also happened in 2016. So almost 4.62 billion data were stolen in that particular year. Again, that the graph dropped down in the later years. I've used 3 donut charts to highlight this particular points over here because it is showing a very high weightage. Type of organizations, businesses were stolen like almost 78% times, apart from other retail or financial and health institutions. In type of breaches, obviously hacking is having biggest share of 72%. unintended and unknown disclosures are very poor with like 1 and 2%. In type of information media, that is the highest point that I want to highlight here. Without media and without help of private companies, this information cannot be discovered at any point. More than 90% events were highlighted and discovered by our media companies, and government is showing very less interest by highlighting and discovering only 2% events by their different agencies. Here in the cities list, Sunnyvale is showing highest list because Yahoo has its headquarters there. All the graphs are showing blue color, only Irving is showing pink because that is the only event that has been discovered by databreaches.net. Apart from that, all other events were highlighted and discovered by our media companies. Another interactive chart that I want to highlight here, showing top 10 data breach events from Yahoo to River City Media and Marriott International to Deeproot Analytics. Deeproot Analytics that I want to highlight here because in 2016, Republican parties have hired Deeproot Analytics to dig deeper into the US citizens' data, and their servers were stolen and US citizens' data were exposed. So the findings of my presentation: US government is not much serious about your data thefts, you believe it or not. Maybe they are busy in their own usual business of hacking citizens' personal information, communication, and tracking surveillances. Political parties that form again and again governments, Democratic and Republican Party, have misused and mishandled US citizens' data on a repeatedly basis. Attacking countries like Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea have significantly intruded US online space time after time. That has been accepted by government in House hearing of 113 Congress. Private institutions, especially media, have played major role in tracing and investigating data thefts. I want to highlight this point here again because without help of our private institutions like media and data breaches and data loss DB, this kind of events cannot be discovered, and government is not giving enough attention to these events. Whistleblowers and insiders give serious hearing to government and private companies handling or using public data inappropriately. In 2020, hackers found new and easy targets like food delivery platforms that can be seen from data breach events of DoorDash, Skip the Dishes, as well as Uber Eats. Findings continue. Facebook repetitively breached twice even after Cambridge Analytica scandal in 2019 and again in May 2020. That is showing how Facebook is not much serious about whatever happened with them in the past, and they have made our users' data more vulnerable than in the past. Facebook, Twitter stopped target ads for political parties in 2020 US election as per their commitment to in the US Senate hearings. While it appears that social media companies suddenly woke to the privacy issues, it is safe to assume it's business as usual there. They keep putting growth and profits above designing a platform that's predicated on the needs of keeping its users' data safe. The revelation may not have changed the government and private companies, but they did change us. Our eyes are now very wide open. We know facts, we know figures, and the question is what we will do now as a users, what we want and how we want these private companies and government to act when our data has been stolen or misused. These are my links of Jupyter Notebook and YouTube video. Thank you so much for listening me. Thank you.